Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for part 2 of the Q&A, so let's go ahead and get this started. And this is an interesting first question. I miss the old fire-breathing Jason that would call people out for being frauds. Why don't you do that anymore? You know what? There's a lot of reasons why, and a big part of it has to do with the negativity that it brings into my life. The negative attitude I develop for even looking at all their stuff and caring about what they're doing, but then the fact that it creates hate back towards me, right? It does feed into the hate that I get sent back my way. It feeds into the trolling and everything else. In particular, people don't always like it when you're a dick, especially if it's someone they happen to like. They may not like that at all. It creates enemies. And I'm at a point in my life where I don't need a bunch of new enemies. Okay, I really and truly do not. I don't need to further into those things. I'm trying to stay positive. And some people have had people say, "But didn't you make more money on your channel?" I did, but my channel is not my main source of income. But let's be realistic about that. If you really think through and do the math on it, what was my channel making at the peak of that? Well, according to my tax returns that I paid taxes on, my channel, the best year it ever had while doing call out videos, was $57,000 US. That is what I was paid and was on my tax returns that was sent to the IRS that I paid taxes on for that year just from my channel. Okay? Just from my channel. But I coach now. I have anywhere as low 20 to 21 clients up to 25 clients at any given time. I charge $250 a month. Basic math, that's more than $57,000. I make more money coaching and helping people and doing something that's rewarding, doesn't require me to be negative, that only involves me literally helping people get better, pays me more money than when I was being a fire breather and calling out the fakes and the phonies in the industry and bringing a lot of hate to myself. Okay. I make more money just on my coaching. Now, keeping in mind, my channel still makes money. My channel still gets 400,000 views a month. It's still a sizable source of income. It's not in that range. And yeah, there have been times where I said, if I wanted to just totally boost my outreach and what I do, I could restart doing that again. I've had friends talk to me about it. I had a client talk to me about it, a very successful client, very strong guy who loved all that stuff too. And he had said, "Hey, if you did that, think what that would do for your income. You'd probably be making another 30 grand a year on top of what you're making right now from doing that." And he's right. And part of me said, "Hey, I could do that." Or I could say, I don't want to invest that sort of time and emotion and energy into other people. And I can just keep getting stronger. And my outreach will grow that way. Right? It's grown pretty slow at this point, but the coaching has done well. So what happens if I jump in and I start breaking records? What if I keep doing what I'm doing? Look how much strength I've gained in the last 2 years since I've focused on coaching and my training and not that other stuff. What's going to happen if I do that again? Where am I going to be at in another year? 2022, next year, where's my strength levels going to be? I'm going to easily be able to knock down certain records. Anyone should be able to do the math at this point and realize what records I can knock down. And, at what level. I start competing again. I start knocking down records. I get stronger as I get older. I improve. I could raise my coaching rates, and I bet you my coaching would still grow. So what happens at that point if I go up to 30 clients and I start charging an extra $50? That would more than make up for any money I would make calling people out. And all I would have to do is continue to get better at what I do and not care about what these other people are doing and just focus on putting out the best information that I can, being the best lifter that I can, and being the best coach that I can be. Right? And I can do all that with purely positive stuff. So there's a reason I don't do it. I think in the long term, I'm probably better not doing very much of that. I can do a small amount of it, but I think in the long term, I'd be better off not doing it. As of right now, I am stronger, happier, and I make more money. All of those things than I ever did doing the call-outs. All right, next question. If you could only train 2 lifts for the rest of your life, which ones would you choose and why? Hey, this is something I used to sort of entertain, this sort of thing of, oh, if we could pick any 3 lifts. I've done videos on this in the past. In my current mindset and the way that I look at coaching and I look at training and I look at injury prevention and getting strong and jacked, I think even entertaining this sort of question or thinking like this is harmful to you. Okay? It's harmful to you. Why? Because there is no best lift for any given thing. Right? There is no way to get brutally strong doing only 2 exercises. When we use exercise minimalism to that degree, our injury risk goes way up. You cannot gain as much muscle. In fact, what if I said, what's the fastest way to gain muscle in a muscle? If you have any muscle group, the best exercise is to do at least 2 exercises for that muscle group. That's the best exercise. I don't care if you go look at an EMG study and you find the top pick and you focus on doing all your volume with that exercise for that muscle. If you went and picked number 4 and number 5 on the chart and did both of those, you would probably gain slightly more muscle for having done the 2 different movements. It doesn't even work for a single muscle, let alone your entire body. Overuse injuries would accumulate much, much quicker, right? You would have to deload, you'd have to change things more often. For what? So you could only do 2 exercises? Why? How many exercises do I do just to help improve my deadlift? My God, just look at that, for example. Like, I love the deadlift. Every time I pull is a different variation. I pull off blocks, off pins, with bands, with chains, right? All these different deadlift variations, and I don't even do that much of that. I do good mornings with multiple barbells. At least 2 different types of good mornings regularly. See me doing box squats and box squats variations to help with my deadlift. I do glute ham raises, reverse hypers, multiple types of rows. All of these different lifts, when you start adding them up, we're talking about up to a dozen different exercises. I use that to build my deadlift, to build that one movement. So if I use that many variations and I'm sitting here with elite numbers, I coach a lot of very, very strong lifters full-time as a profession, and I have them do tons of variations, and that is my professional opinion that you should be doing that, then in what world does it make sense to try to minimize this? All you're going to achieve is less results for the same amount of training time and a higher injury rate. That's it. That is all you're going to achieve by this mindset. So why would you even put yourself in this mindset? Do not get married to exercises. We need variation. And the more advanced you get, the more you benefit from it. All right, guys. Well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.